Spirit applications of training and discipline in ancient Kemet for people in their mid to late 30s centered on living and refining Ma'at, the core principle of cosmic order, truth, justice, balance, harmony, and right conduct. By ages 35 to 40, formal youth training and apprenticeship were long finished. Adults were expected to embody what they had been drilled in: obedience, precision, self control, hierarchical respect, diligence, and ethical speech behavior. This was not just social or practical, it was spiritual. Core spiritual framework, Ma'at as the goal of education and discipline. Wisdom texts, instructions of Ptahhotep, Amenemopi, Mary Kare, etc., taught that proper conduct aligned the individual with the divine order that held the universe together. Training, rote memorization, corporal correction, apprenticeship under authority, was meant to shape the IB, heart-mind, so a person could discern and enact Ma'at. Moral failure was often framed as ignorance or lack of cultivated sensitivity rather than inherent evil. The disciplined adult was actively seeking Ma'at, lifelong ethical refinement. At 35 to 40, a person was in the prime of responsible adulthood, holding office, raising family, serving in the military or temple, managing resources. Continued discipline, self-mastery, fair dealing, restraint of anger, greed, respect for elders and hierarchy was the ongoing spiritual practice. Wisdom literature presents this as the path to flourishing on earth and a favorable afterlife. Character was moldable through instruction and correction. The heart became more attuned to justice and truth over time. Connection to the gods and cosmic maintenance. Scribes, priests, and officials who had undergone rigorous training preserved sacred texts, performed rituals, recorded offerings, and administered the state that supported the temples. Precision mattered cosmically. A misrecited spell or botched ritual could disrupt the journey of the dead or the daily cult of the gods. Soldiers protected the land of the gods from Isfet, chaos. Everyday disciplined labor, farming, craft, administration contributed to the ordered world the gods required. Education was frequently described as a religious process aimed at becoming more godlike or knowing oneself in relation to the divine. Afterlife stakes. Living according to the trained discipline of Ma'at prepared one for the judgment in the Hall of the Two Truths. The heart was weighed against the feather of Ma'at. A life of right speech, justice, restraint, and fulfillment of duty, the fruits of early training plus adult adherence, made the heart light. The negative confession, I have not, reflected the ethical standards drilled from youth. Failure meant the heart was eaten by Amit and the person ceased to exist. Success allowed eternal life among the gods or in the field of reeds. Discipline was therefore preparation for eternity, not merely earthly success. Broader spiritual meaning, training produced people who could maintain Ma'at against chaos in both society and the self. Obedience and physical mental endurance were seen as aligning the human microcosm with the ordered macrocosm. Knowledge without the corresponding moral spiritual discipline was incomplete. The ideal was an excellent mind and a beautiful character. For those in priestly or scribal paths, specialized sacred knowledge carried direct responsibility for the spiritual welfare of the community and the dead. In short, the harsh, hierarchical, repetitive training of youth and the disciplined adult life that followed were spiritual technologies. They cultivated a person whose thoughts, words, and actions reinforced cosmic order, prepared the soul for judgment, and allowed participation in the eternal cycle that linked the living, the gods, and the justified dead. At 35 to 40, this was not abstract theory. It was the lived spiritual practice of a mature Kemetic adult.